The miles that have been run, whoo, this DNA Loft, it's been squished. The recovery miles have been enjoyed, but does the Brooks Ghost Max 3 deserve a spot in your shoe rotation? Find out in today's full review. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Cody with The Shoe One with Cody, and today we got ourselves a good one. We are talking about the Brooks Ghost Max 3. I've run in all of the Maxes, and I've definitely really enjoyed that line. With the Ghost Max 3, I had put this thing through the ringer with about maybe 32, 33 miles, and I have a lot to say. In this video, I'm going to talk about the fit, the good, the bad, and the verdict. Should you buy this shoe? Yeah, this shoe right here. Now, before I dive into all this goodness, I do want to point out one thing. Brooks sent me this shoe for a review, but they have no idea what I'm going to say in this video or any control over any of my content. I also have a big favor to ask you all. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button. You know you want to. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it definitely helps the channel. Now let's sit back, relax, and let's talk about the Brooks Ghost Max 3. To kick this video off, I'm going to talk about the fit. And honestly, for me, this fit true to size. I am a men's 9.5 in almost all shoes, especially Brooks. No issues at all. I felt like the length was just perfect. The other thing is I found it to be a little bit wider than previous versions, which I'm okay with. With the person with a wideish foot, sometimes having slightly wider just gets the job done. I've really enjoyed that. It allowed, especially now that it's hot here in Pennsylvania, it allowed for my feet to kind of swell a little bit and still feel very comfortable. The last thing you want, especially in the heat, is to get rubbing right here and to get a blister. So again, the length is really nice, true to size to me, and the width is definitely a little bit wider than previous versions, so definitely know that. I think if you have a very narrow foot, it might be a little bit too roomy, but I think for a normal size foot to a wideish, I think it's going to be a well-welcomed update. Also, the volume of the toe box. No issues at all. Again, I always point that out because there's a couple spots sometimes you'll get blisters on the sides from rubbing if it's too narrow, and also from the tops. And getting a blister on the tops of your toes is not fun. I'm just going to say that. It's not fun, so you always want to make sure the volume of the toe box is where you want it to be. So again, for me, true to size, my 9.5 and all Brooks stay the same. The width, for me, is a big bonus. Because I'm a positive guy, I'm going to start with the positives, and honestly, the number one has to be this DNA Loft version 3 foam. Whew! It's really nice. It is just really comfortable underfoot. It is really nice for those daily miles. When I'm kind of going easy miles at 8, maybe the 8:20 pace, recovery miles when I want to go around 8:30 to 9, really kind of baby the legs. That is what this foam is all about. This is a shoe I'm using for easy miles, recovery miles, and long runs when I don't care about the pace. And sometimes you just have one of those runs where you want to go long distance and you just want to baby the legs. The foam in this shoe works really nicely with that. The foam is just is a huge plus to me. It gets the job done. For me, great lockdown, no heel slippage at all. So when I lock these bad boys in, I'm able to cruise for double digits and not worry about, am I getting heel slippage? Do I have to play with the tongue? Do I have to play with the laces? No issues at all. Again, lock it down and I'm able to cruise for miles. The other thing I talked about in the fit, this fits a little bit wider, which is very nice for me. I have a wideish foot, so having that extra space was able to accommodate my foot a little bit better. Not that I found the two to be too narrow, but I definitely found it to be on the more narrow side of shoes. Not the case with the Max 3. I found it to be a little bit wider, which for me works. For some people, you might have to put that into the negatives because it might just be a little bit too wide for you. Again, this is just that cruiser of a shoe. And you need that in your shoe rotation. You need a cruiser of a shoe, and it definitely hits that marks. I'm also going to say I love the looks of this shoe. I'm a sucker for an all-white shoe, but you put in a little bit gold, the black and the gold, I'm digging it. I'm here for it. I think Brooks nailed the looks for it. Again, I know a white shoe is not for everybody, but personally for me, I'm really digging it and I really like the shoe. So again, if you're looking for a daily trainer to go easy miles, recovery miles, long run when you don't care about the pace, yeah, I think this shoe is definitely going to hit a lot of marks for you. With the good, you do know there has to be some bad. And honestly, there's only a couple bad things. The number one thing is I wish they would just get a gusseted tongue. At this point, just get a gusseted tongue. The reason why is because it's held by these two little strings right here, and it does a fine job, but I do have to play with it a little bit when I'm getting the shoe on. It doesn't cause any issues with the lockdown, but come on, Brooks, gusseted tongue would be really nice. The other one for me is I'm having a hard time really distinct, besides being a little bit wider, the 2 and the 3, kind of the same shoe. There's really nothing really different that you're just like, whoa. So there's really no innovation there. So I'm going to add that into the negative, because sometimes when you get that next shoe, you hope they don't ruin it and they add a little bit. But I'm kind of having a hard time figuring out what's the real big difference between version 2 and the version 3. Really enjoying the miles, but I do want to point that out. The other thing is, and this has become a theme with me, I don't really love the tread for rainy runs with Brooks shoes. I don't understand it. Trail shoes not an issue, but for some reason the road ones, I've done a couple rainy kind of runs when it was especially rainy and the surface, it just wasn't great. It's not terrible, it's just not great. So again, the big one for me has to be gusseted tongue. Make it happen, Brooks. I'm not really finding a huge difference between the 3 and the 2. The rubber is not the greatest, and I will say, for me, it's a pro, the roomier toe box. For some of you guys, I'm going to say that could be a big negative for you. You heard the good, you heard the bad, and now you want my verdict. Should you buy this shoe? And honestly, yes, it's a really great shoe, and I really enjoyed racking miles in, and I think you're going to like it. If you're a person that has a narrow foot, go grab the 2s. When they drop on sale, grab them at a discounted price, because I think you're going to prefer that. The foam and everything else it's not a huge difference to me. So the foam that you're getting in the 3 is very similar to the 2. So really the big difference for me is the width. So if you have a narrow foot and you thought the Ghost Max 2 was a great fit, you might want to be a person that eats up the discounts on the 2. If you found the version 2 to be a little too snug, then I think you're going to enjoy this one. Because again, this is a shoe I'm reaching for easy miles, recovery miles, and long runs where I don't care about the pace. This is what this shoe is all about. Do not think you're going to take this shoe and get some tempo working. Not that shoe. Definitely not a race day shoe. This is a shoe you can eat up a ton of miles for your training block, your running, all those situations, but it does have its limitations. But again, I think this shoe offers a lot, and I think a lot of runners would enjoy this one. You heard the good, you heard the bad, and you heard my verdict. Now I want to hear from you. Do you plan on buying the version 3 when it drops? I believe it's dropping in August. Don't quote me on that. Frames keeps changing. Do you plan on buying it? What questions do you have for me that I have not answered that will help you decide between the version 3 and the version 2? Drop them down below. I appreciate all the support you guys have shown me. Remember, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button. Until next time, I'll see you all out on the run. Thanks for checking out this latest review. Don't forget, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and check out some of the other rad content that I've dropped out on the channel.